there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football. I hope all of you are doing well today as we get into video number 2. If you didn't catch video number 1 earlier on, go and have a look right here. It's considering, well, we spoke about quite a bit, but Joao Pedro has signed for Chelsea and been unveiled, and he's trained, and the shirt number's been released. Go and check that out, but that is what I'm going to get into right now. His shirt number has been released. So we're going to start there. What number has he got? Here it is. Welcome to our new number 20. Number 20. It's funny, Cole Palmer started with 20. Just saying. Who else got 20? Veron? there was a post earlier on I remember seeing of all of our 20s. Who else had 20? Paulo Ferreira? Did he have 20? We've actually quite had that. Deco had 20. There's been a weird flux of players that have had 20. So yeah, 20. He's taken that. I hope it brings him good things. I hope he brings the 20 good things. So Joao Pedro, welcome. And like I said in video number 1, remember he has trained and he has gotten involved with his teammates. Actually, I want to show you something because him and Caicedo were talking in training, and this is interesting. Check this out. So here they are, you know, having a little joke, having a little giggle, right? Little conversation, you know. I can totally imagine this as Caicedo going, hey, Joao, do you recognize something? He's like, what? There's no seagulls here. Oh yeah, you're right. That's my imagination doing the rounds and hoping that is what they're discussing. No seagulls around here. None. So Joao Pedro at Chelsea. We'll see how it all goes out. Hopefully it works out. Hopefully. Madueke. We've had David Ornstein speak on Madueke now. It's his first time that he's talking about this. So what has he got to say? Read this. Latest on Madueke, he says, I think a lot appeals to Arsenal about that profile. He can play on both sides. Known to many of the Arsenal players, London-based and Chelsea are not adverse to conversations about trading. That goes for pretty much any of their players, you could say. Conversations more on the player side at this point. Nothing club to club at the moment. It's a fluid conversation at the moment. Madueke will have a say in it also. Does every party want to make this happen? And that's exactly the question that needs to be asked. And this is where I think the answer is. Every party will make this happen. I feel like for the one constant here is that Arsenal would want this to happen. And it's like he said, Chelsea are always open to conversation if it comes to trading and there's a good amount of money. It's true. We know this. We know this. Chelsea will entertain the sale of a player if there's other options and we're getting good money for that player. They'll be like, yes, do it. We can live without Madueke. We'll be fine. But the one person in this that could have a different opinion to Arsenal and to Chelsea is Madueke himself. Because he would be moving from Chelsea, where he is a regular starter. I'd say regular, not all the time, because we've seen games where he doesn't start. We had Sancho, for example. We play Sancho, Pedro, Neto. Madueke is not starting. We've had that. But there's been many games where he started. For Arsenal, it's going to be Saka. It just is. Now, they're getting Eze from Crystal Palace, it seems. So the two options on the left are going to be Eze and Martinelli. And on the right, it'd be Saka and Madueke. But Madueke, best believe, is second in line to Saka for both Arsenal and England. So that's the only thing that makes me think maybe he can be the only one to stop this. But we've got Esteval Willian in. We are looking at Kudus, but are we looking at Kudus based off of Madueke leaving or not? Or Jackson leaving? That's what's kind of like a grey area and we don't really know at the moment. But one thing's for sure. If Madueke goes, we're definitely getting someone in. Or if Jackson goes, then we're probably going to get someone in. So we'll see how this one's going to go. At the moment, even just at Chelsea, on that right-hand side, now that we got Gittins, it's going to be a battle between Pedro, Neto and Madueke. So even Madueke can't be so sure that he's going to be starting every game at Chelsea either. it's more competition there for him too. So we'll see what transpires here. And the one thing that moving to Arsenal wouldn't change is that his whole circumstance would remain the same. He'd still be in London, so he doesn't need to do anything, doesn't need to go anywhere. So we'll see how it goes. Let me know your thoughts. But that's the latest. Talks seem like they are happening. That's been clarified by every single person that's in the space. Seems like it's happening. So Madueke and Arsenal, let them have the conversation. We'll see what happens next. Petrovic. I can't believe this has happened. This one I can't believe. Check this out. Sasha Tavolieri saying Sunderland aren't done yet today. Newly promoted side are close to finalising the signing of Chelsea FC goalkeeper Georgi Petrovic on a 5-year deal. Deal worth 25 million euros. On top of this, we've had Ben Jacobs say Sunderland are in talks to sign Petrovic from Chelsea, as Sasha Tavolieri called. Nothing advanced yet. Petrovic has a pact with Chelsea allowing him to leave for 30 million euros. Bournemouth are also keen, and Strasbourg would like to sign Petrovic permanently, but the Serbian keeper is exploring other options despite being named player of the season during his loan spell there. Sunderland pushing for Petrovic after missing out on Marcin Bulka, who chose to join Neom SC, but nothing close yet. Petrovic to Sunderland. I mean, of all places, Sunderland. Really? Nothing against Sunderland. I'm glad they're back. But Sunderland. I'm here talking about how he's ahead of Sanchez and he should be ahead of Sanchez. He could be Chelsea #1 and then he's going to Sunderland. You know, Strasbourg makes sense. Bournemouth, even to an extent, is cutting it fine. Sunderland. No disrespect to Sunderland, like I've said, but they've just been promoted. Chances are, if they don't watch themselves, they'll probably go back down, because that's what tends to happen with a lot of the newly promoted sides nowadays. They come up, they go down. Petrovic to Sunderland, 5-year deal, really? I thought he'd do better than that, I'll be honest. I thought he would, get something much higher than that. But what I do want to say is Chelsea cannot just let Petrovic go and nothing happens. 25 million euros. Up to 30 million euros is the agreed fee that we're letting Petrovic go for. You know what you can do with 30 million euros, right? How much were AC Milan asking for? That's it. We would get ourselves the replacement that would be needed, right? With the same money. It would be net spend of 0 to get in Mike Mignon whilst you've let go of Petrovic. We would have spent none. I'm all for that. I did say, if we get Mike Mignon in and we let Petrovic go, I can understand. But we would have got Mike Mignon in. If he costs 25 or 30 mil, just give AC Milan 25 million euros, please. Please. Or, 20 plus add-ons. Do whatever you got to do, but just get them something that they can accept and get the goalkeeper in. And then we're done. We're done. At that point, we don't need to look at anyone else. We're good. So, now, based off of this news, I want to show you something very interesting. Check this out. So we had this. Firstly, quoting what Nizar Kinsella had said, that Sunderland had sounded out a move for Chelsea goalkeeper Petrovic, right? We then had Rob, journalism RP, yeah, very good account, I recommend, saying Sunderland, Bournemouth, Strasbourg and several German clubs looking at Petrovic. Someone quoted that, asking, and here's a translation, and nobody looks for Sanchez? Right? He responded with, actually, several clubs keen on him too. I want to know who these clubs are. Personally, show me the money. Show me, please. Which clubs want Sanchez? Come in and get him, please, ASAP. Start making moves. West Ham, are you there? Knock, knock. Hello? Potter? Hello, you there? Old gaffer? We want to catch up. How you doing? Listen, do you want a keeper? Like, someone, let us know. But apparently there are several clubs interested in Sanchez. Please just go and get Mike Mignon. Mike Mignon, please. 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 Now, talking about Strasbourg and a player that we had over there, Andre Santos. What's the latest? Check this out. Simon Johnson said Andre Santos is part of the Chelsea plans, but he's not going to come straight into a side that are trying to win a major competition. He is learning what Enzo Maresca wants. I like what it says there, a side that's trying to win a major competition. Good, good, yeah, good. Can we keep it that way? Can we actually compete, please? This is why we need Mike Maignan, and we need some top quality coming in. But Enzo Maresca having to teach Santos what needs to be shown, cool, I understand that. And it's not about Santos coming into the first 11. We can't bring up that misconception. Brother, Caicedo and Enzo Fernando do exist. And Enzo Fernando, who's that? His long lost twin? that Timu version of Fernandez. It was his name, Enzo Fernando. Yeah, that guy, he sounds like the flipping, someone you'd have on, what was it, Bend It Like Beckham? No, was it Bend It Like Beckham? No, Goal. Sorry, the movie Goal. What was his name? What was the player's name? Santiago Munez. Listen, that fella, Enzo Fernando, yeah? Like quality player. Anyway, Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez are there. Santos isn't going to walk in. We know this. But in the same way we're using Lavia is the exact same way we should use Santos. They're the same level here. Lavia for Caicedo, Santos for Enzo Fernandez. It's obvious. That's what needs to be clarified here. That doesn't mean, he's not made it into the squad, we've got to sell him. No. There is a use for him. We're playing in 4 competitions. There's going to be subs during games. There's going to be loads of rotation. There's going to be multiple competitions, Champions League group stage included. But we need depth. Santos is good depth. But yes, he obviously has to catch up and learn from Enzo Maresca. Understandably, he's just come to Chelsea. So there is that. But he needs to be part of the squad in that capacity. So hopefully that is what's going to happen, and we'll see what happens by first day of the Premier League season if Santos is still here, and I hope that he is. Now, Levi Colwill has spoken, and I want to show you this because it's starting to click through. Pay attention. Check this out. Levi Colwill says, I know I am nowhere near where I would like to be in the future. There are so many areas of my game that aren't good enough. If you want to be the best and strive for the best things possible, you've got to be hard on yourself. Levi. Now you're speaking my language, mate. You're speaking my language. This is, you see, you don't say this unless you mean it. That's just fact. You're not going to come out and just be open like this if you don't actually mean it. Because someone with an ego wouldn't come out and say that. He just wouldn't. But he has. And he has said it brilliantly. And he said it honestly. And he's been clear. Many areas of his game that he knows can improve. You have to strive and be the best possible. You've got to be hard on yourself. I completely agree. And I don't want to just keep this to a footballing standpoint. But for anything that you do, if you want to achieve a high level in something, you have to be hard on yourself. You have to strive for perfection, but don't be obsessed with perfection because you can't. No one's perfect, right? But you have to show up every day, basically. Showing up every day is the most important thing you can do in anything, consistency. And this is equivalent to being hard on yourself every day because that's how you push yourself. In whatever you're doing. Levi Colwill is being clear here. And to play at a top football club, that's the minimum. And he's got it. Fair play. He's got it. He's nailed it and he's got it. And I hope that is the mentality that he keeps, and he keeps striving and he keeps pushing and he keeps learning. Because we can always learn. All of us are always learning every day. You never stop learning. That is something that I hope is going to become a thing in the Chelsea squad. I say this because of all the young lads, but Levi Colwill went on to say something else, and this is where you lot are going to be hit with flipping dopamine, serotonin, adrenaline. Get all the chemicals out for this one. Enjoy. We're just trying to reinforce to the young boys, to the boys coming in, that this club is for winners only. Levi Colwill. I'm going to say this. What's being said here is perfect and correct. And I love that I'm hearing it from a Chelsea player. Yeah? and from a common player at that. That's another layer that is important here, because when it's come from our own, it hits different, right? It's the blood that talks. But this has to be backed up with action. This has to be backed up on a week-to-week basis with the performances, win or lose, that you're giving everything. And that there are standards to be met, and there's levels that have to be met, and there's no discussion, there's no negotiation. Winning is the most important thing here. We have to do it. Or go out there and leave everything on the pitch and do everything to the maximum capabilities that we can give to try and achieve that. That's important. So, Levi Colwill, keep it up. And spread that to the rest of the squad, please. That would be lovely. So, big up Levi Colwill. Latest from Benfica. This is interesting. According to Record Portugal, Benfica are willing to sell defender Antonio Silva this summer. So he's up for sale. Or well, I wouldn't say he's up for sale. But if someone approached Benfica, Benfica would listen. Like, this player is available, basically. Okay, that's the correct word. He's available. He's available. Well, I'm sorry at this point. Chelsea, please. 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 Go and get involved yesterday. Get involved now, mate. Now. Because that would be... We got Antonio Silva in. Centre-back position. Sorted. 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 We've got options. We're good. But that would be creme de la creme. That would be the icing on the cake. That would be the cherry on the cake. So I'll be absolutely happy with that one. Fingers crossed we can get that done. If he's available now, we've got to start discussing. We do need to get some outgoings up and running, though. We do need to start selling some players, because fees are fees. Things have to be freed up. We can't just buy. We can't do that. That's just irresponsible and not logical, and it's just not gonna happen. We've made a couple of signings now, Gittins included. That's going to be announced soon. We need to sell. That's just standard. And that's, to be fair, that's how we've always functioned. Yeah, even under Roman, the net spend was wonderful with Marina. It was beautiful. Yeah, we would buy, and then everyone would be baffled, and everyone would be like, "Oh, how have they done this?" And you just see the net spend is almost a zero. Like, we were actually really efficient. We need to just keep that up, because now in the day of FFP and PSR and all this nonsense and shenanigans, you just have to. You ain't got a choice. So we got to sell. But Antonio Silva, I would love. Like I've said before, get Kudus, Silva, Hato, Mike Mignon. Transfer window's done. We don't need to buy any more than that. We're good. We're good. We're good. I mean, obviously, if it was down to me, I'd have Osimhen or Gyökeres or someone, but Joao Pedro has been bought. Gittins has been bought. Fofana is another one, and I'm going to start with, I'm going to get to him now. Let's go into this, because Lyon are not exactly in the position that I thought they would be. I mean, they are, but with this player specifically, Lyon actually hold the keys, and this is where it gets difficult for all of us. Check this out. Lyon want at least £51.5 million for Malik Fofana. The clubs that are interested are Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, Fulham, Forest, Bayern Munich, Leipzig and Napoli. Due to lots of interest, any deal is still some way off, with Lyon hoping to drive the price up. I mean, they guarantee the bidding war at this point, aren't they? This is the problem. I mean, I wasn't expecting this, I'll be honest. All those clubs interested, I can't blame them. I can't blame Lyon here. They're correct. I would ask for that if I knew there was that many clubs interested. It goes to show, this is a quality little player. I would really want him at left wing. He's a young player, don't get me wrong, but I would take him. He's one of the young ones that I would actually take. Fofana, about 51 million. Oh my God, man. Crap. We need to start selling, guys. We need to sell. Start getting people out the door, please. Please. We need a conveyor belt. People need to start getting out. Please, get out. Please escort yourselves out. Everyone leave. Everyone start leaving. Yeah, we've got to free up some funds. I want the player. I do want him. We'll see what happens. It's not looking good, though, I'll be honest. Now, Simon Johnson has said something before we wrap up. Check this out. There will be that question labeled to the directors and owners that, okay, you're willing to spend the fee for Gittins and Pedro, but yet when it comes to the goalkeeping possession, Robert Sanchez is still number one. I don't think anyone in the game looks at him as a title-winning keeper. For one, Simon Johnson is actually being completely legit. Like, that is fact. I could not agree any more than that. That is bang on the money. Which is why I'm screaming for Mike Maignan. If we're selling Petrovic on top of that, especially if we're selling Petrovic, there is no choice in the matter. Go and get Mike Maignan. Urgently. Urgently. But this is true. Yeah. No one looks at Sanchez as a title-winning goalkeeper. There are liabilities there. There are mistakes there. You don't look at... Normally, you look at a goalkeeper as someone that can win you 10 points. Someone that can help get you 10 extra points in the season. That's what a title-winning goalkeeper does. You don't get that with Sanchez. Let's be honest, you don't. You might get the odd game here and there where he makes a save and it keeps us in the game, or it kept us in a lead, and that's what you expect on a regular basis in order to keep collecting points. But Sanchez, for every game that he does something brilliant, right, he makes 2 or 3 blunders. And it costs us. So in terms of net, yeah, it's not looking good. You know, look at last season. Goalkeeper of the most unforced errors. Oh, you can't have that. If you're going for the title, you can't have that. So, I agree. Get us Mike Maignan, please, urgently. Simple as that. And at the end, I want to end on a good note, and on a great note, and on a note that I'm really happy to see, actually. This is good. This is good. Check this out. Families and friends of Chelsea players have been encouraged to travel to Miami and be hosted by the club for the latter rounds of the Club World Cup after a few came for the group stage. That is from the BBC. I welcome this so much. And to be fair, well done to Chelsea on this. And I will say that why. To be fair here, this reminds me of when Jose did the same thing when he was at Chelsea. The first time, was it the first time? It was the first time. Or was it the second time? Not, was it both? Jose's Jose, flipping legend, love the guy. But I think it was the first where he done this for the first time in his first stint, where he encouraged and brought the players to, well, he told the players to bring all their kids, their misses, their families, bring them to training. This was in the latter stage of the season as well. This was when we were trying to go and compete for the title. We were getting into an area after having won the League Cup, I think, where we were in a period of, yo, this is a possibility now. This is looking good. We can win the league. But you want to keep players motivated. You want to keep them energetic. And what better when they're working hard all the time and they're away from their families for a good amount of time to have their families come to their work so they actually get to spend some time with them. And it was a thing where Mourinho encouraged, like, let all the kids play together, let all the misses hang out all together and do whatever they want to do. All the facilities are there, they can do what they want. And all the players are there, and don't worry about the kids. All the Chelsea staff were looking over the children. See, that is tapping into an area that's going to get the player to understand that this manager or this club or this team or wherever, they care about me. And they're doing everything they can for me to operate at my best. Everything's being put in place for me to be at my best with nothing running through my head. All I'm focused on is the team and football and achieving. That's it. Everything else is being covered. And this is an example of that. We now entered the quarterfinal. Allow all the families to come over, because we have to be real. Why am I praising this? Because we're not going to have a pre-season, barely. Well, we are going to have a pre-season. But if we go far in this competition, the holiday time these guys are going to have is minute. It's going to be like this. They're probably going to get, what, 2 weeks off maybe? And then they got to come. They have to come for pre-season. There's no choice. So they're going to be away from their families for a good amount of time here. Whereas normal footballers would have 3, 4, 5 weeks during the summer, no problem, uninterrupted with their families. These lot are not going to get that. So Chelsea facilitating, bringing their families over and hosting them in order to get the players to be close to their families, I think is a fantastic move. So well done to the club for this. As I've said, it reminds me of when Jose did it. And it's good to see. And it's at a time where we do need to knuckle down. We do need to focus. We do need to grind. We do need to... This is not going to be easy for the players. And we want to go and win the damn thing. So if this helps facilitate that, then so be it, and brilliant. I'm all for it. So well done to the club for allowing this to happen and for hosting this and for getting this done. And I hope it helps the players and the players can grind out an extra gear. Fingers crossed. That's that. Let me know your thoughts down below. Much appreciated. And I will catch all of you tomorrow for a double. We are going to try and do watch-alongs for every single remaining Club World Cup game. So all 4 quarterfinals, the 2 semis and the final. So make sure you're there for that, including Chelsea's game on Friday night, Saturday morning, 5 a.m. for me. I will be here, don't worry. But we'll try and get all of that done. Let me know your thoughts down below. Subscribe, notification bell on, and I'll catch all of you tomorrow. Look after yourselves. Take care and peace.